3 games this season, and this is their last game on the schedule unless they pick up another one. But the Tennessee Heat are trying to find a winner, another winner in their season the hard way, and that's traveling all the way here to Mt Juliet. And James, we look at both of these teams, and obviously the Tennessee Heat have not played many games in the weather and everything, but Tennessee School for yes, the Tennessee School for the Deaf, they had a lot of cancellations due to weather, but it's still a team that is looking for another win here. So how do they get the victory here on the road? Now, one of the keys is going to be having number 23, Lorenzo Carrington. The ninth grader, he was a star. About 2 years ago, as an eighth grader, he's someone they're going to rely on very heavily. Number 99, Matthew Neely, is also a good player. We're going to look for him to step up and perform. Now, we only got 10 guys in the roster, but I wish we could have seen some uniform. They've got really good uniform helmets as well. And, it's always good to see that classy. Now, for the Tennessee Heat, they obviously, they're not playing a huge amount of their starters because they don't want anyone injured prior to their playoff game against Webb. But how does their bench get the victory here against Tennessee School for the Deaf? Well, even if you're going to play a starting quarter, you still got to give them some game time. You got to keep them around. They're playing a really good team in Lancaster next week. So, in terms of the bench, I mean, guys can come off the bench and score. You got Pat Copeland, you've got Russell Boone, you've got guys who can come off the bench. You guys can come off the bench and score and get you there. So, I think they're going to be fine. I'm so excited to see what you said. They haven't been a Blue in 5 years. Last time they played was the Red Kitchen and up the road in Lebanon. So, it's been a while since they've been this type of work. And I think they're going to pick up more games here in the early next year. I like the advertising for them in terms of especially travel. Not having to cancel a lot, obviously hockey is contributing to a lot of the cancellations, but it's a team that's sitting at 1-2. They still got their guy that scored 5 touchdowns a couple weeks ago. Well, he's injured, so they're not going to have the guy that scored 5 touchdowns for it seems like years ago. They really don't have the guy, but they're still going into this game. They're still looking for the win, and I think that there's a very high possibility they could get it, especially with the Heat being upset by struggling. Of course, Sparty's a good team, so the point of relative having, single wins. But, I think that the Heat have to break through, and they've got to get focused again. We'll pick it back in this series. It turns out the team's got gravity, they win. They're still losing one of their better receivers that just hit the goal. So a lot more pressure's going to put on Preston Sloan, but I think he can handle it. You mentioned basketball and football. We're going to see a lot of drives on the paint on this field. It's time for the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week with Tennessee School for the Deaf providing with the Tennessee Heat. Kickoff in just a moment.
Mike Manson and Vic Hearn. Representing the Heat tonight is number 7, Aiden Luchtefeld, number 40, Chris Sabley, number 22, Trey Rury, and number 32, Rowan Cordell. Representing the Vikings tonight is number 27, Jeremiah Staggs, and number 99, Matthew Neely.
What's going on? How you doing?
Father, we thank you for this night. We thank you for this good football weather that you've given us. And we thank you for the opportunity to play a new team, for us to get to know one another, to have fun together playing the great game of football. God, we pray that you will protect each and every one of the players on the field, protect the officials as they're out there as well, that there will be no injuries tonight, God. God, we love you, and we pray these things only in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. We would ask that you all rise and remove your hats for the national anthem.
So the Tennessee School for the Deaf, the Vikings take a long travel from Knoxville. Proudly here to face off against the Tennessee Heat. Again, the first time in about 5 years since a team in MTAC has faced off against a team against the Tennessee School for the Deaf. We're really excited to see how this one is going to go down, James.
And I'm excited, like you said, I'm excited, to see Tennessee School for the Deaf and the Vikings make the trip up here. Despite the small roster, this is a chance for them to get in this area, get a game over here. I don't know if any more parents were able to make the trip up to catch a game. I know it's hard sometimes driving from West Tennessee to Knoxville, but this is a chance for them to get to see some of their kids, and this could open the door for more teams to play them, which I would absolutely love.
And we will have a return. The clock runs. Return, that's 23, the Tennessee Heat.
There's Curry.
Lorenzo
There's
Curry
Curry.
on the outside, weaves through Lorenzo Curry.
Opening kickoff. I called it. I said as an 8th grader he was a beast, and as a sophomore he picks up right back where he left off.
And you know what the worst part about that is? I didn't start the replay buffer, so we don't have one on that.
That's fine. That's fine. Wow. Great return. And he fumbled the return at first. He couldn't get his hands on it. But once he did, he just showed pure speed and agility, getting in and out of where he needed to make the cuts that he needed to, and he puts the Vikings right up on the board.
Fantastic touchdown already. First play of the game, first score of the game.
Now, folks, we'll also keep you updated on the other game happening tonight. Lancaster Christian Academy hosting Sacred Heart of Jesus High School. And, of course, that game happening in Smyrna. Like I said, we'll keep you updated on that throughout the night as well. No playoff implications, but an interesting game to keep an eye on.
And pass on the right, 2-point conversion, good.
They got it.
Matthew Neely, 8-0 immediately. Big return for the Vikings as they strike first blood. There's a low kick, and it's fallen on by Carter Sutton, the sophomore. And the Tennessee Heat will come to offense for the first time tonight under the helm of Brandon Goolsby.
Sophomore quarterback has really done well this year. He's had some games where he struggled, but being a sophomore, that's to be expected. Not every senior has great games. Some seniors struggle, and so that's something to be expected. But he's definitely helped the Heat out. You know, they've had quarterback questions last year near the end of the year, and he's really come in and solidified that for them.
Handoff in the backfield, left side rush. Weaves to the outside, staying on his feet, down to the 40-yard line. Nice rush. Rowan Cordell, the freshman, for a first down.
Who got the tackle? It was Curry, the sophomore. Curry all over the place so far, making plays, and they're going to need that tonight. Great run, though, by 32.
That was brought to you in 60 frames per second.
That looked good. I hate to not have 32's name, Rowan Cordell. And he's a freshman.
Yep, freshman.
Freshman on sophomore.
Freshman on sophomore, indeed. First and 10 for the Heat. A little bit of motion. Pitch in the backfield again. It's a reversal. Up the middle. Boone Russell. Boone Russell to the outside. Down to the 21-yard line.
Good pursuit for the Vikings to get in there and not get completely fooled by the reverse. And, of course, they're running that play that they've run all year. They've usually used Joseph Goolsby in that position, but going with Cordell, and great run there.
That was a tackle made by Malcolm Williamson to prevent the touchdown.
And the crazy thing about this Tennessee School for the Deaf roster, a lot of sophomores and juniors. Of course, only 2 seniors and one of them injured. So a lot of younger guys having to step up, but that speaks well to the future of Tennessee School for the Deaf, especially after not having a team last year.
Handoff. 62 up the middle. Ty Whitaker, end zone touchdown.
Go with the old fullback draw.
Number 62, Ty Whitaker.
Great run up the middle. Just give it to the big man. Coach Scott told me before the game, he goes, we're going to go with the big guy. We're going to give him some carries, and right off the bat, perfect blocking into the end zone. We might have a shootout on our hands here.
Stellar play by the freshman. Easily making for a shootout here tonight in Mt Juliet. I'm getting the hang of it. I'm getting the hang of the pronunciation.
You got to let it flow off your tongue. Mount Juliet.
Mount Juliet.
Number 47.
Juliet.
Mount Juliet.
Yes. And for the first time in a while, an extra point is going to be attempted by Micah DeGrood. He's back and healthy. And Micah DeGrood sets it up. It is low
Didn't
and
get
no
enough
good.
leg on it.
Extra point is no good.
Couldn't get enough. 6 points on the board for the Tennessee Heat. 8-6, the Vikings lead.
6. For the Vikings.
And again, DeGrood set to kick off. And low, and will head out of bounds, so they'll place that at the 40-yard line.
They learned their lesson, but it costs them. Trying to kick the little squib kick, and direction was off a little bit. The Vikings will get the ball at the 35-yard line.
And we may have our first penalty announcement of the game.
Well, we will because the kick went out of bounds, but
Well, sometimes they announce the kick out of bounds, sometimes they don't. So we'll see if we can get anything on this one. The official having a discussion with his
well, he's trying to see if he's going to accept the penalty, which it looks like he will because the offense is on the field. You can either accept the penalty or you can choose to re-kick it. And they're just going to accept the penalty.
Kick out of bounds on the kicking team. Ball taken on the 40, first down.
They choose not to re-kick.
So first down. And it'll be 1st and 10 here. And the officials having a discussion here.
I believe it's the 35-yard line.
And just the officials' timeout. I believe it's supposed to be on the 35-yard line, and they will move it back.
Correction, that brings it back to the 35-yard line of the Vikings. 1st and 10 Vikings.
Looks like number 10 is out at quarterback.
So here's 1st and 10. They've got Jerry Williams, the sophomore, at the quarterback position for the Vikings. On 1st and 10. Well, muffs the snap, picks it up. He's going to take a rush up the middle. Jerry Williams tripped up at the 39-yard line. Gain of about 4 yards for 2nd down.
First play jitters, but, you know, I don't think it's anything to be worried about. Just got to get it out of your system. Maybe making – I know they're used to making, you know, long drives, but, you know, it's different playing a team you've never played before. It's just a completely new set of emotions. You know, you don't have any emotional attachment to them, so you just have to focus on what you're doing. And like I said, sometimes right off the bat there could be jitters. With him being a sophomore, you know, he's only had 3 games experience so far.
2nd down and 6. Muffs the snap again. Jerry Williams on the left side. Gain of about 2 yards for 2nd down and 4.
Well, and it happened again, but to his credit, he's able to get the ball and move the chains, not just, you know, fall on it and take losses constantly. I mean, if he would have just fallen on the ball, they would be back at the 20-yard line potentially. Now they're up past the 40 with a 3rd down and about 4 yards to go.
So 2nd down and 6 now. It's 3rd down and 4. And the Vikings 2 muffed snaps in a row there for Jerry Williams. The Tennessee Heat holding their defense on this drive.
Looks like the center is number 99, Matt Neely, or Matthew Neely, like I said, a senior. So just got to get that.
And snap muffed again. The referee was about to throw a flag. It's a huge sack of the backfield to the 30-yard line. So 4th down, and the Vikings will punt it away.
Maybe.
Looked like the back official had his flag out. Was about to toss something there.
There might have been something coming up on it, but
to their own 31-yard line.
It's now
I
fourth
cannot
down.
think
and
of the word I was
13.
trying to think of.
4th and 14.
They've got to
Sorry.
get their
4th and
chemistry.
14
I knew it started with a C.
for the Vikings.
It's a fourth down.
I believe they will punt it away.
I believe that's Jerry Williams in the backfield to punt it away as well. They've got trying to see deep back to receive for the Heat. I think that's Preston Sloan. It's a
I wouldn't
punt
be
away.
surprised. He's one of the best return men in the MTAC.
And it's muffed. Sloan picks it up, muffed by one of his teammates. Preston Sloan weaving through
Punt by number
about the
10. Received by number 3,
43-yard
Preston
line,
Sloan.
1st and 10 in Vikings territory.
Good pursuit by the Vikings. They're quick to close in on the kick. Let's get you an update
Ball is
from
spotted
Smyrna.
at the
Sacred
Vikings
Heart on the
42-yard
board
line.
first.
It'll
Will
be 1st
Hugley,
and 10. Heat.
9-yard touchdown run. 2-point conversion is no good. It's like I said, 6-0.
The Sacred Heart potentially wanting to pull an upset against Lancaster out in Smyrna. We were hoping to be at that game, but they rescheduled it for tonight. We're proud, of course, to be here at Ed Suey Field.
I love these Thursday night games. Let's just do double headers.
Yep, prime time. Weave up the middle. Rowan Cordell brought down at about the
Handoff to number
30-yard
32,
line.
Rowan Cordell.
Big 1st and 10 for the
Will
Heat.
be a heated up first down.
Good run, right off. Good run on one of the first. Only the third offensive play of the game.
Ball is spotted at the Vikings
Ron
29-yard
Cordell showing
line.
up.
It'll be 1st and 10. Heat.
So 1st and 10 on the 30-yard line. The Heat driving down the field. Faked handoff, pitch on the right. It's Cordell again. Rowan Cordell weaving through. Touchdown Heat.
That's a heated up touchdown. Number 32, Rowan Cordell.
And I told you they're not gonna rest their starters per se in terms of not letting them play, but they are going to give more snaps, like you said, to the bench and try to get those guys a few more reps. And great job on the screen.
So another 2-point
Number
conversion
47,
attempt here.
Micah DeGrood out to kick the extra point for the Heat.
They are going to go for the extra point here, despite DeGrood missing the first one.
Kickers have bad days. You can miss an extra point here or there.
So low kick for DeGrood. His second one is through the uprights and good.
See, there you
Extra point
go.
is good.
13-8, the Tennessee Heat lead
Score is
over
Vikings
the Tennessee
eight,
School for the
Tennessee Heat
Deaf
13.
in the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week. Kickoff. And muff snap by Raya Carlion. Picks it back up, left side. Carlion, 33-yard line. And we've got a Heat player who's slow to get up.
By Vikings, number 2. Run out
It's
of bounds
Trey
on the
Rury, the
outside.
sophomore, slow to get up, and he's heading over back to the bench to be looked at. 1st and 10 for the Vikings.
I think they might need to employ
Ball
a strategy
will be
that
spotted at the Vikings
that the
34
web school
yard line.
used, and we saw it here.
First and
No,
10
we saw it
Vikings.
against FCA. Isaiah and I
From
did.
their own,
Wherever,
32
if it's a kick like that, you just toss it back to your returner. In this case, Curry, and let him see what he can do, and let him see if he can take off and put another score on the board. But still, not a terrible return.
So the Vikings trying to get something going here on the offensive game. 6:53 left to go in the first. Snap, it's a direct rush. There is a flag, pitch in the backfield. That's Lorenzo reversing the field. There's still a flag, but Lorenzo Curry.
Let's see what the flag's on.
all the way. Curry, end zone touchdown. But let's check the flag.
The players are headed down the field. Let's see who the flag's on.
Looks like they're indicating it on the Tennessee School for the Deaf. Looks like the Vikings are going to get it. We'll get the announcement.
There is a flag on the field.
Assuming they get their conversation finished here. And we'll get the announcement.
The tight end wasn't on in my perspective.
Illegal formation on the offense.
So an illegal formation on the offense.
Call is illegal formation against the Vikings.
So illegal formation on the Vikings, so that voids the touchdown, but still a fantastic.
I don't think that the way the formation was. Obviously, we heard the official say that he didn't think the tight end was on the line, but I don't think that formation, even if the tight end wasn't on line, that didn't affect the touchdown.
Timeout Heat.
So a timeout for the Tennessee Heat with 6:32 left to go in the first quarter. The Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week is brought to you by Kingdom.com, the ministry technology provider, Grace Point Healthcare, modern medicine the old-fashioned way, TennesseeHighSchoolFootball.com, Estate and Financial Strategies Incorporated, and Ward Marketing and Advertising. Back on the field after the timeout by the Tennessee Heat.
I made this point. I was starting to make this point. And I made this point during the timeout. That formation did not affect the run at all. And the fact that he was able to reverse field like that and the speed that he had to get to the outside and outrun everyone, if they start playing more Tennessee teams over the next few years, he's only a sophomore, so they're going to have to worry about that.
Sophomore reversing the field, being rushed down by several Heat players that we brought down for a sack, loss of about 3 yards on the play. Second down, and with the illegal formation, it's about second down and 17. Brought back 5 yards initially after the
That'll bring up second and 18.
being brought back after the
Spotted at the Vikings own 24-yard line.
illegal formation penalty. Sack for second down and 17.
If you're the Vikings, you got to go with what you know works. You just give the ball to 23, let him work his magic. Maybe try to soften the defense or draw the defense in if they have any kind of passing attack.
Pitch in the backfield, falling on. It's Malcolm Williamson falling on the ball for third down and 20.
Vikings number 13.
Vikings, like we've said, a little rust. They should have played 6 games to this point, but they've only played 3 due to hurricane situations. And playing more teams here in Tennessee could rectify that situation. But a great job by Coach Cooper so far in his first year head coaching. He took over this year, the head coaching position. He's been an assistant for several years. We had the honor of having him at our coaches forum back in August, and just a great dude, a great individual, and I look forward to seeing what he can do with this group of guys.
Feels like August was forever ago.
It really does. But then again, the season seems like it's flown by.
And toss on the left side, overthrown, almost intercepted. Perfect opportunity for Boone Russell to intercept it there. Not able to make the play, and the punt team coming out for Tennessee School for the Deaf.
Their sophomore just overthrew his man, and again they just haven't had. They had a tight loss, a close loss to Georgia School for the Deaf a couple weeks ago. I'm saying a lot. Actually, it was last week. No,
they canceled their game last week.
It was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago this past Saturday. Yeah, 2 weeks ago this past Saturday.
So
they were playing. They didn't cancel the game. We just weren't able to make it out there.
So
but
19 days ago.
Right. No.
Yeah. This past Saturday, if you did 3 weeks ago, it would be 21 from Thursday. And low and short punt bounces back to the 10-yard line. The Heat in really good scoring position.
That's a rough punt.
Rough
You
break.
realize 2 weeks is 14 days, so 2 days shy of 2 weeks is 12 days.
Yes, 14 plus 12
Ball is spotted.
is equal to a
Where
number.
are you getting 14 plus 12?
Because two weeks is 14 days.
Right. So 2
So
weeks
it's
from this Saturday.
It's 19 days ago.
No.
You said this past Saturday.
No.
Yes, you did. You
Okay,
said this
I meant
past
this upcoming Saturday.
You meant this upcoming Saturday. That's right.
Oh, gosh.
You're
This is what I
killing me.
deal with.
You're killing me.
Picky.
Sheesh. You see, this is why you're the producer most of the time.
True that. Because I can do math. Why are you laughing at my math skills?
We'll go with that. We'll
Dissing
go with
my
that
mama.
answer. First and goal on the 10-yard line. Goolsby in the shotgun. Toss across the middle, low and incomplete.
Almost intercepted.
Could have been intercepted there. It looked like it drove straight to the ground. Intended for Jake Herron, the intended receiver.
The important thing for the Vikings right now is don't get down, don't give up. And obviously, like with the few amount of games they've played, they know that this is the last game of the season, unless they were able to get some of their other games rescheduled, which is a potential possibility. But this is their chance to really come out and play a good team and play on kind of more of a platform than they're usually able to play on.
Goolsby, shotgun, second and goal, scrambles, weaving up through the defense, pushes down to about the half-yard line. Third down and goal.
He's got moves. He's able to get in and out of the defenders, but Vikings almost got in there and made the got the tackle for a short loss.
Third down and goal.
They're bringing in Sloan. They're going to go with some speed.
If you don't make it here, how much do you want a DeGroote field goal?
Oh, I would love that. I live for DeGroote field goals.
You just live for field goals in general.
I live for field goals. I straight up live for field goals. We've seen about 4 or 5 good ones so far this year.
Yeah, we've seen a good amount of field goals there. We'll get let's get you an update from Lancaster.
Not yet.
After this play.
Not yet.
That's what you
Patience.
Did you hear what I said? After this play.
Do we have to?
We don't have to, but it'll be
But
at
we
some
will.
point afterwards on third down and goal. Ball handed off up the middle. Touchdown.
Sloan plows his way in.
Touchdown! Number 3, senior Preston.
As promised, here's your update from, well, real quick, let's look at this replay.
After doesn't mean directly after. We didn't say that, but
Little motion there to get him to the left side, and he just plowed his way in. Good run. Update from Lancaster. We didn't mention a 6-yard touchdown run by Bowden, but then you had a Bragg to Gurley touchdown connection. 2-point conversion is no good on the second touchdown. It was on the first, so it's 14-6. Lancaster leads Sacred Heart. High-scoring game there as well as here so far.
DeGroote 1 for 2 on extra points already. Not even the end of the first quarter, and he's now 2 for 3.
Give him one.
20-8 the score. The Tennessee Heat leading with 3:25 left to go in the first. Another kickoff here for Micah DeGroote. The Heat just stacking up kickoffs, but goes
go
out of
out.
bounds again.
They're trying to keep it away from Curry, but that's their second out-of-bounds kick.
Yeah, we'll get another call from the official in just a moment.
There's a very obvious observation there. A little redundancy there. Welcome to the redundant
Illegal
department.
procedure on the kicking team, 5-yard penalty and re-kick.
So this time they're going to take the re-kick.
So yeah, the Vikings wanting to get a return because they saw what Lorenzo did in the beginning and say, we want more of this.
Yeah, they're definitely wanting to keep the ball away from him.
So re-kick back on the 35-yard line.
And that clicking you're hearing is me updating the Tennessee high school football app that you need to go get from the App Store ASAP.
You see, yeah, I heard that clicking for a second. I was about to say, James sending out his tweet, hashtag it. And kick stays inbounds this time. Picked up by Jerry Williams, trying to go to the right. It's brought down to the 32-yard line.
Whatever you do, you got to hang on to that ball. Ball game's not out of range right now, but you have to keep it that way. It's not something that's just going to stay that way.
Ball is spotted at the Vikings.
So the Vikings trying to get something going on offense. Their only score of the game coming from a kickoff return.
Opening kickoff return.
The opening play of the game, essentially. First and 10 on the 33-yard line. Williams in the backfield. He's got Curry behind him. Ball handed off. Curry trying to hold onto the ball. Secures it. Gets to the left. Curry shoved down. There's going to be several penalties on the field. And obvious one block in the back. There's an obvious block in the back. We'll get the call from the official.
Block in the back on the offense. Repeat first down.
Block in the back on the Vikings.
So they just call a block in the back on the offense, and it was obvious on that play with the kid shoving him in the shoulder there.
I'll tell you, I wasn't able to zoom in quick enough, but I think I know the kid that did it because Matt Neely, the senior, actually came over, and he was, just a second ago, he was actually showing him where he could block and where he couldn't block. And that's some real senior leadership, and that's
got a little bit of extra word there from the referee.
That's real leadership from the senior.
Yeah, the senior showing a great amount of leadership. And again, he's the lone senior on the team who's playing because their other senior injured several weeks back. That was Jeremiah Stagg. So Neely, the only active senior for the Vikings this season, at least through the rest of the game tonight, as Williamson gets down to the 30-yard line, 2 yards short of where they started for second down and 12.
That's dedication, too, for the Vikings. We mentioned only having 10 guys on their roster, and the guys aren't quitting. They're not giving up. They haven't had anybody leave the team. They've had guys get injured. I think they did have one guy leave the team. But, they've had a couple guys get injured, but they still have not quit. They haven't given up, and that's really, really encouraging to see.
Just pushing through their final game, and maybe they'll be able to pick up another one. We'll see how it goes on.
Well, South Carolina owes them 2 games, and North Carolina owes them a game. South Carolina owes them a trip to Knoxville, and then I believe they still need to go to North Carolina and South Carolina.
Here's Williamson again, tripped up in the backfield for third down.
Pitch to number 13, Malcolm Williamson. Tackled
and again,
by
the
number 48,
Vikings
Carter
took a year off of football last year to not having the numbers. 2 years ago, they only had, I believe, 1 or 2 losses on their season.
They had a pretty good year. I think they had about a 500 year, and then the year before that, they played their first couple games at 8-man, and then they actually switched to 6-man and played with 6 men on the field, and that's popular in Texas and in the Midwest. But they've struggled. In 2014, 13 and 14, they had some really good seasons though, but they've been struggling the last couple years. But they're going to get it back together.
And on third down, Curry, left side, Lorenzo Curry staying on his feet. Flag call. It looked like it may have been a horse collar holding.
It might be a horse collar.
Lorenzo Curry.
We'll see what we get from the
and
official.
that's about the smartest thing you can do if you're the Vikings. Put your star guy who's made plays so far tonight, put him in a position to where he can try to make some more and make guys get at him.
Face mask on the defense, 5-yard penalty, repeat the down, 3rd down.
So it was a face mask, actually. Didn't really see I think he may have gripped it there, but it looked more like his jersey was being tugged.
Well, and he might have had both hands on it and grabbed the face mask and the jersey. The face mask, to me, is more egregious. Jersey, sometimes you just can't help, but, just a tough penalty. But it's, let's see. Yeah, it's 3rd down.
Not 3rd down and 11.
Yeah, so it's very, very, very doable right now to get this 1st down.
3rd and 11, high snap goes in the backfield down to about the 17-yard line, picked up and sacked. Malcolm Williamson in the backfield, just nothing going right for the Vikings thus far.
Just jitters, and like we said, they're going to struggle, but they're not giving up at all.
Good on the Vikings to keep pushing through. 4th down and about 25.
Let's get y'all an update from Smyrna. Bragged about and 45-yard touchdown pass, 2-point conversion, no good. Lancaster leads Sacred Heart 20-6.
And the Tennessee Heat at the end of the 1st quarter lead the Tennessee School for the Deaf Vikings 20-8 in the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week, which is brought to you by Kingdom.com, the ministry technology provider. Grace Point Healthcare, modern medicine the old-fashioned way. TennesseeHighSchoolFootball.com, Estate and Financial Strategies Incorporated, and Ward Marketing and Advertising. Back for the start of the 2nd quarter from Ed Suey Field, Spencer Topset, James Shannon. Proud to be live here from Mt Juliet, Tennessee.
You know what the good thing about these headsets are, especially upgrading headsets? They keep your ears warm. I'm not lying.
You're just weak, man. You have a jacket and windbreaker on. I've only got a long sleeve.
I've got a pullover and a jacket on top of my T-shirt. I'm a little chilly.
Just a little bit.
I love the cold weather because you get to bundle up. I'd rather it be cold.
Let's hope it's at least a good temperature for the championship
Plus,
in 2 weeks.
When it's cold, you know it's football time, especially for postseason.
And start of the 2nd quarter goes with a punt out of bounds at the 29-yard line. The Heat back on offense.
A little bit of a rough punt, but they'll be all right.
So, yeah.
Punt goes out of bounds. Heat will take it over from the Vikings 29-yard line.
Just had to take a quick intermission there as 5 seconds shaved off of the 2nd quarter. Tennessee Heat motion on the play, 1st and 10 on the 29. Fake handoff, pass on the left side, incomplete. It's a forward pass. Copeland unable to make the reception.
Like I said, if you're the Vikings, you don't want to get down right now. It's only 20-8. This game is still very, very winnable. Just keep doing what you're doing. Make these stops. The Heat have not – they had a good run by Whitaker. It was kind of a surprise fullback dive that turned into a lot more. But the Heat have not done a whole lot. They haven't had a big play yet.
And here's a potential
I say
big
that,
play.
And off
Gets
to number
tripped up.
16,
Would have been a
senior
touchdown for
Russell.
Boone Russell had he not been tripped up. One of the biggest plays we've seen by the Heat thus far, but more opportunity for them to have more.
right? And it's still 3rd and 4, so a very easy pickup on the first down, but still very doable stop here for the Vikings, and it'll bring up a field goal opportunity if they stop it.
You always looking for field goals.
Down with the field goals, dude.
Especially an 8-man rush up the middle. There goes 28, Kelton Copeland. Copeland into the end zone. Touchdown.
Good job getting through the attempted tackle, and I don't know if it was more that Copeland was able to power through. I know we saw it. Yeah, we saw it a couple weeks ago against the Webb School. Copeland able to score a touchdown. Kind of like this. It was to the right though. Great hit though. He just didn't wrap up and able to break in there.
You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me.
It's the camera.
You're pressing the wrong button, dude.
Yeah, I know. I can't see the
You're
button.
getting the blue screen on there.
The blue screen of death.
Yes. So another
Let's see
extra
if
point opportunity.
Let's see if we can get the greatest play in football, the extra point.
Number 47, senior
He's
Micah DeGroote
2
out
for
to kick the
3,
Heat.
looking to go 3 for 4. Make him a passing grade of 75 on the field goals, and he'll be
Negative.
50% tonight.
Little mishandle there, and Vikings got in there, almost blocked it.
26-8, the Heat lead over the Vikings.
That one was Copeland for sure.
And kickoff again for DeGroote. A little bit of a bobble by Carline as he tries to return it. Will get stuffed at the 26-yard line.
And again, they need to do what the Heat did. When the kick is kind of bobbled, when it's kind of a line drive, as soon as you pick it up, you turn around, you look for your returner and get it to him. Because at this point, I would put Curry on the level of Sloan and Frey in terms of level of skill. He's made several plays tonight, and two touchdowns called back. At least one touchdown called back for a dumb formation penalty that really had no consequence on the play.
1st and 10 on the 27-yard line. The Vikings again trying to get something going.
Got to get that kicking tee off the field.
And a ball handed off. Fake. It's a pass on the right side. Incomplete. Looked like it was almost perfect for Rye Carline to make the reception, but
a good throw. I'm sorry. I don't mean to talk over you. Just a good throw, just a little overthrow there. Coach Scott trying to get off the field after getting the kicking tee. But, if they can just get the snap has been an issue for them. And if they can get that snap under control, they'll be all right. They'll be all right. Of course, we want to thank all of you for tuning in, especially if you're coming from the Tennessee School for the Deaf side. We're proud to have this game for y'all and give you a chance to watch your guys in action this year.
Always proud to do that. Would have loved to have a second game as it's pitched in the backfield, rushed by Curry. Curry jumps over a Heat player, avoids another one, weaving to try and stay in bounds. It's touchdown at the 47-yard line.
Guess what? Guess
Big
what?
1st and
Guess
10.
what? No flags on the play.
No flags on that
That's
one.
That's the winning formula. Don't commit a penalty or don't get a penalty called on you that shouldn't be called. But anyways, don't get a penalty called on you and give it to your playmaker. It's obvious none of these Heat guys are able to stop Curry right now for the most part.
Not able to stop them at least on that play as they get to the 47-yard line. The Vikings are knocking on the door of Heat territory. So he didn't get out of bounds at the clock continuing to run. Ball snapped, rush on the right. Williams, toss on the right. Intercepted by Sloan. Preston Sloan staying on his feet. Trying to avoid any tackles. Can he do it? He's got coverage. Weaves through. Preston Sloan almost could have had a pick six there, but gets brought down at the 17-yard line.
Sophomore quarterback struggling with the overthrows, and that's just what happened here. Just couldn't make it, couldn't hit his man, and Sloan was sitting right there, almost like a kick return for him. Just sat under it, grabbed it, and made his moves. And good job for the Vikings to get back and make the tackle. I didn't see who made the tackle, but they got in there, were able to make the stop.
Big play for the Heat. They're right back in the red zone where they're comfortable with, especially through the majority of the game. Goolsby, motion on the play, hands it off.
What a stop. That's the senior Neely getting in there.
Neely
Great play.
Boone Russell unable to get out of the backfield. Big play for the Vikings defense.
Let's get you an update from Smyrna. No update music needed. Jake Keel goes to Will Walker, sophomore to sophomore connection. No, 2-point conversion is no good, but it's 20-12. Lancaster still with the lead.
Da 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 da.
Oh gosh.
Get at least some college music.
You and your music.
Hey, you don't remember this last week? Deep toss on the left side, incomplete, overthrown.
A little bit of an overthrow there, but
intended for Jake Heron.
Intended to take Heron.
So incomplete there. Hey, you were the one who had me do all those NFL musics during the scoring updates.
That's true. We need to get music. No, we'll get the video taken off for copyright issues.
So me and my music? No. You and your music.
Dun 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 dun. Sorry. We're naturally goofy like this.
Hey, I mean, you can mute us at any time. High snap. Fallen on by Goolsby. Back at the 30-yard line. 4th down and long.
They just went from the 10-yard line all the way back to the 30 with a big sack and a bad snap.
And timeout called by Ryan Scott.
Coach Scott trying to regroup.
Timeout Heat. Timeout Heat.
So timeout for the Tennessee Heat. Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week brought to you by Kingdom.com, the ministry technology provider. Grace Point Healthcare, modern medicine the old-fashioned way. TennesseeHighSchoolFootball.com, Estate and Financial Strategies Incorporated, and Ward Marketing and Advertising. So the Heat will go for it on 4th down.
I love the Groot. I don't know if he could hit a 47-yarder maybe.
Deep pass on the left. Is it an interception? Almost picked off by Curry.
But a turnover with really good field position. Turnover at about the 30-yard line.
So they have some decent field positioning.
Trying to go deep on the play, and you saw Coach Scott drawing it up during that timeout. Well, you didn't see it, but we saw it, drawing up the play with the timeout. Like I said, that would have been about a 48-yard field goal try. I mean, it'd have been interesting to see if DeGrood could make it. I know it's only 26-8, so you don't want to take too many risks at this point, but I think they could have done it. I always have to make fun of myself because I say, but.
He might actually take that. He might actually take longer field goals in the All-Star game. We'll see if he potentially does.
We have yet to have a field goal in the All-Star game, though.
And flag on the field.
Flags on the field.
Sides on the defense.
All sides on the Heat.
So
There's 5 yards.
offsides and move it
Back
back 5 yards.
Replay of the first down.
It's cold, so it feels like Christmas time, and they're just in the mood to give out gifts.
Ball spotted at the Viking zone, 34
If they're not careful, they're going to turn it to Oprah. You get 5 yards. You get 5 yards.
Everybody gets 5 yards. And you get a touchdown, and you get a touchdown.
It's kind of how it feels like sometimes.
Especially in the high-scoring games. No, it was like that in the first week of the season between Bowling Green and Franklin Christian. It's pitched in the backfield. Curry, right side, avoids a tackle. He's going to try and reverse it. Weaves up. It takes a lot of guys to bring him down. At the 37-yard line.
Forward progress is going to get him up close to the 40.
So about 3rd down and 2. If they switch the sign there, I guess it's still second down.
Well, we've got a shootout in Smyrna.
Why is that?
40-yard pass, second time tonight. Bragg to Bowden. 2-point conversion, no good. It's 26-12. 6 minutes left in the second quarter.
Bowden, one of the several Lancaster players who have accepted the invitations to the All-Star game.
There you go, you talk about me giving away games, and then you give away who's going to the All-Star game.
You know how many?
Let's just name off who all is going to the All-Star game.
You know how many people have posted on their social media accounts flags in the backfield? Curry.
Well, you
taking
had
the
2
direct
guys go
snap.
in motion there.
And he does get the first down, but we'll check the flag and see how that goes.
It's going to get called back. 2 guys went in motion there. Just a little miscommunication.
Flags on the field.
Illegal shift on the offense.
Illegal shift on the Vikings.
So an illegal shift, and they're going to move back. But no, you know how many school social media accounts have said congratulations on these guys being invited to the All-Star game?
It's fine, but not everyone follows every school.
I'm just saying, if it's in the public, then I could say what's in the public.
Just saying.
Exactly. Just saying.
Just saying, man.
Just saying, man. Almost sounds like a line from Napoleon Dynamite. Like, I'm just saying, man. I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
I've never watched it all the way through. I've always found better uses of my time.
Timeout called by the Vikings with 6:56 left to go in the second quarter. Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week will resume after this short break. One more timeout left for Ryan Scott and the Heat. There's actually 2 timeouts left on both sides of the ball. It was a timeout called by the Vikings at the break.
Yeah, Spencer, get the timeouts right. No, actually, the Heat only have 1 timeout remaining. Vikings have 2.
So I was at least right on the
They've got it on the scoreboard.
I got someone in front of the scoreboard, man. I'm not looking at that the entire
Step
time.
back.
We have our own scoreboard here that doesn't have timeouts on it.
We need to get it on there.
I mean, we can. Just means smaller text.
We do. We also need someone that, if you want to get some experience with helping with broadcasting games, we are looking for help. Always accepting people that want to get some experience and contribute to 8-man football. So there you go.
And hey, if you're in high school in any of the member schools and you're wanting to get Tennessee Promise Community Service Hours, we count. So
For sure.
Yeah, so you can apply to us because it's an unpaid internship, essentially. All of us are unpaid here.
Yeah, I was about to say, none of us make money.
Nope, none of
It's
us
a big
do.
question we always get how much we get, but we don't make a dime off this.
Not at the moment.
Sponsorships cover.
That'd be a
sponsorships-
very distant thing.
Sponsorships
Anyway.
cover gas and travel costs.
Exactly.
So gas is kind of a travel cost. So really just covers travel costs.
Yep.
And equipment, because every once in a while, everyone knows that equipment just goes on the fritz.
Either that or you want to up the production quality.
They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
4th down and 2. The Vikings are going to go for it on the 35. What do you got to lose? So fake handoff, toss on the right side. Almost intercepted. Could have been an interception for Aiden Lutchfeld, but doesn't matter because it's a turnover on downs.
I really wish we hadn't missed that Tennessee School for the Deaf, Georgia School for the Deaf game because that was a 60-42 final, I think. I mean, it was a shootout, and I'm seeing why. I'm sure that, 4 or 5 of those touchdowns were Curry. He's really, really done. And I don't want to keep, sounding like I'm a Curry fan, but
now, honestly, I wish you guys had gone to that. I would have loved to see that game, and
I would have loved to see it too. And then our car decided to bust a power steering line. So shout out to the great folks in Harriman, Tennessee, Duncan Automotive.
Shout out to them, even though they're not a sponsor.
That's
currently.
fine.
Fake handoff, Goolsby up the middle, wide open field, avoids a tackle. Goolsby, left side,
tried a little shoestring tackle
into the end zone. Touchdown, Heat.
No flags on the play. Good run by Goolsby. He continues to have good runs. Yeah, just powering through. A little try to shoestring tackle here, and he makes a miss. He's able to cut to the outside, and guys trying to bring him down, and he just punches in.
Another big touchdown for the Heat as they continue to increase their score. So we head to the we're past the halfway mark at this point for the second quarter. 5:01 left to go before halftime. Tennessee Heat just racking up points, and here's a potential another one. So make that a
Or say it was
too
low.
It's too low. 32-8 the score. Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week. The Heat racking up points on the Vikings. Kickoff again for the Tennessee Heat.
You got to turn around and give it to your man. Just fall on it.
And the Vikings are back on offense. James, obviously, we're going to head inside the broadcast booth just for a moment. Broadcast booth, I'm Spencer Thompson. That's James Shannon here just for a temporary moment. I was going to have a sit down and talk about stuff, but
The game's still going on.
We'll handle that.
Y'all have to wait for the Star Physical Therapy halftime report.
Now, James, obviously October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I forgot to put a pin on your windbreaker, but we at 8-Man Extreme have our 8-Man logos pink all across our social media and such, but we'll talk about it after this play, but obviously a really close friend, not just to the 8-Man Extreme team, but to everybody around the league, has been recently affected, not directly by cancer, but a specific disease, as handed off. Reverse right side, Curry Curry trying to avoid tackle, stiff arms.
Made a man miss.
Right side, staying in bounds. Stays on his feet about the 43-yard line. Big play for Curry.
I don't know if I'm more giddy about the run or the fact that there wasn't another flag on the play. I'm pretty excited about that.
And number 32, Rowan
Now, James, like what I was saying earlier, obviously we have a close friend, not just to the 8-man extreme team, but around the entire conference. Coach Travis Creasy was recently diagnosed with leukemia, and posting about social media and everything. And all of us here, I mean, I know I could say personally for me that the amount of interactions I've had with Creasy and such, he definitely deserves the highest amount of support anyone can give him.
Coach Creasy is the reason that I got into broadcasting. I was just doing live tweets and max prep, quick scoring, and he got me into the radio broadcast side of things. We got a completion there.
False start on the offense.
False start on the Vikings.
So false start in the offense, they move it back.
He got me started in audio broadcasting, and every time I've interacted with him, he's been nothing but just super professional. He's one of the biggest supporters we have, and so definitely a difficult situation, a hard time. We thoroughly encourage y'all to go to the Riverside Christian Academy Facebook page. I believe they've started the GoFundMe because he has to travel to Huntsville, and he was in the hospital some. And so, even if you can't give anything, just keep him in your prayers, and our best wishes to him and his wife and his family as they fight this.
So it looks like another false start.
Sides on the defense.
Offside defense. They'll resume the clock, but yes, they have started a GoFundMe. If you go to the Riverside Christian Academy Facebook page, if you want to help the Creasy family in their recent difficult times, then they are accepting donations. And we are actually going to discuss Sunday. We are going to be doing some things on our end to help with that support. And timeout called by the Vikings. They'll have one timeout left in that. But yeah, we will be myself, Isaiah, and James. We will be meeting on Sunday to discuss how we're going to contribute and help Travis and his wife. I believe his wife's name is Whitney.
Yes.
So Travis and Whitney Creasy, both of them. We've got some plans for sure that we're going to be helping. But more importantly, for the time being, we do encourage you to go donate towards the GoFundMe they have on there for Travis Creasy in his time of need. The good news is, of course, 90% of patients survive leukemia through the treatments and everything.
It's a very treatable disease, and so it's definitely a positive, could be a positive outlook. We're hoping for that. And I have yet to hear a cross word about Coach Creasy from every coach I've talked to in the league, every athletic director, players. Of course, he was a coach in our first ever All-Star game 2 years ago, and just a class act. And now for a quick update from Smyrna. Lancaster, another touchdown on the board from Bragg to Hargrove. They lead 34-12 over Sacred Heart.
Sacred Heart, their last game of the season, unless they get a pickup one next week. It's their last game against Lancaster before they look forward to a huge home game season, as they only had 2 home games. Deep pass on the right side, incomplete pass, broken up. That was intended for Williamson. Good coverage by Lutchfeld. That's an 8th grader making the play, and for a 3rd down and 2. Still remember when we went down to the Swanee Riverside game, and Creasy saw, he was like, James Shannon showing his face in Fayetteville twice this season.
I don't get to games in the South very often, but except for broadcast maybe. But always love going to Riverside. Coach Creasy is one of the most hospitable coaches. I'm not saying there's not hospitable coaches. He is one of the most hospitable coaches I've encountered.
Here's Curry with the direct snap, left side, can't be chased down by one of the Heat players. Staying on his feet, gets tripped up about the 45-yard line.
He's only going to be about a yard short of that first down. I love that he was sitting back there like he was going to throw the ball. You're not fooling the Heat. The Heat know what you're going to do. Oh, they are going to give him the first down.
Yep,
they're going to give him the first down. But we've ticked under 3 minutes to go, so Vikings need to put a score on the board because the Heat get the ball after halftime.
So 1st and 10 on the 45. The Vikings driving down the field.
I love that the Vikings just. I mean, we've got the Patriots, we got the Lions.
We've got the Colts. If you're
Yeah,
a
they
homer,
they don't use the Colts logo though. They
If
use
you're
the
a homer-
Broncos logo.
They have a little bit of the Denver Broncos logo. They have their own rendition, honestly. It's kind of a mixture of that. The Colts have kind of their own. I'm pretty sure the Colts
What
have
a
their
jump.
own horse logo.
Little mini hurdle.
Nice hurdle there. I think we got it on replay there by Jerry Williams. So a nice hurdle, nice football move. This replay will actually load
And
up.
that's someone other than Curry making the play there. Williams able to pick up some yardage there. Oh, what a jump!
Nice little hurdle there.
I know they've got a guy at University of Tennessee that, on the track team that had a track scholarship. They also have a guy playing at Gallaudet University. I believe it's in Virginia. There's another quarterback keeper.
Yep, another rush, first down on the 44-yard line.
But they've got a former stud for the Vikings, Rashard Witherspoon, plays at Gallaudet University, and he's actually having a pretty good career there. I was looking at his stats the other day, and just one of many, many 8-man alumni playing college football at the next, of course, college football is the next level, but playing at the next level. Guys, he joins guys like Bryson Donnell, Braden Holcomb, Jaden Frazier, Ethan Garrison.
Good amount of guys.
The list is getting a little longer, and I love it. I love it.
Do you remember the flag on the play? I'll ask that question in a second.
False start on the offense.
False start against the Vikings.
So false start on the Vikings, and they move it back.
Bring up 1st and 15.
You were going to ask me?
Oh, yeah. Do you remember the name of the Lighthouse guy who went to Division I?
That's Donnell. That's
Donnell, Division I. Okay, I thought you were getting a list of Division II guys.
No,
those
Donnell
who are
was
going
Division
to football
I.
next level.
I believe Gallaudet is NAIA, I want to say. Maybe Division III. Of course, Dustin Stensby, quarterback at Sewanee University of the South, which is where we'll be for the championship.
1st and 15. 49-yard line, still in heat territory. Curry is going to take the direct snap. Looked like he was going to pass it there. Staying on his feet, Curry, one of the stars for the Vikings as he pushes for the first down.
Ball carried by number 23, Lorenzo Curry, tackled by number 73, Joe.
Timeout White. Timeout White.
Great run by Curry. Maybe switching him to quarterback just for a minute and on the keeper up the middle. Not enough for the first down. Just shy.
Got back to the marker they originally were at for first down, but not enough for the full first. Timeout called by the Vikings with 19 seconds left. So if you're Coach Cooper, we'll ask that question at the other side of the break. .21 seconds left on the board. The Vikings trying to get a score here before halftime. And Curry again avoiding tackles. Curry staying on his feet. Forward progress at the 34-yard line.
And unfortunately, the Vikings don't have a timeout that they can burn.
Ball carried by number 23, Lorenzo Curry.
They've got 10 seconds left, probably just a toss into the end zone.
It's a first down. They got the first down, so they're going to have to stop the clock. They've got to get in, they've got to get set. They got to get on the ball. As soon as the chains get set up, you got to go. You got to get out of bounds.
And 6 seconds ticking down. The Vikings take a snap. They spike it down with 1 second left.
It's their version of
if you're Coach Cooper, what do you do here?
Well, you got to give it to your playmaker.
In order to stop the clock, 1 second
Just
to
give it to
go.
Curry again.
That's crazy that 9 seconds burned off. You got to give it to your playmaker, and you got to give him the opportunity to. I almost think you try to get a Hail Mary pass to him, unless you just want to turn around and give him the ball. We're 1 second away from halftime here, and it is halftime in Smyrna. 34-12, Lancaster leads.
So Lancaster leading over Sacred Heart. The last play of the half.
Let's see what Coach Cooper can draw up.
4 men deep for the Tennessee Heat. And toss across the middle.
Oh, in and out of the hands.
Interception not made by Williamson. That's the end of the first half. 32-8, the Heat lead over the Vikings. We'll be back in 30 seconds for the Star Physical Therapy halftime report in the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week, which is brought to you by Kingdom.com, the ministry technology provider, Grace Point Healthcare, modern medicine the old-fashioned way, TennesseeHighSchoolFootball.com, Estate and Financial Strategies Incorporated, and Ward Marketing and Advertising.
We'll try to.
Well, we will try to get this up here. Welcome to the Star Physical Therapy halftime report. I'm Spencer Thompson, along with James Shannon's got to show his Preds pride forward.
Preds pride.
So 32-8 at the half. Obviously, the lack of games is showing for the Tennessee School for the Deaf. They've obviously not had a whole bunch of games on their season. It's showing here. The Heat's veteran experience on the season is showing, but. Why is it that Curry is the only playmaker here for the Tennessee School for the Deaf, and he's really made a name for himself? You thought it would be a closer game with that score at the beginning for that
the
kickoff
opening
return.
kick return for a touchdown, yeah. But, I mean, Jerry Williams has been able to make some plays. He had a little mini hurdle there on this drive, and the Vikings put that was a really well put-together drive for the Vikings. Didn't into the score. They just didn't have the time. But that's what they've got to come out in the second half and do. They have to just put together drives like that. The game's not out of hand. You're only down by three, and I say only 3 touchdowns, but you're only down by 3 touchdowns. And so it's very, 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 very doable. You're yawning. I'm burping.
I need to start drinking coffee on broadcast here. But for the Tennessee Heat, obviously they are in the driver's seat. They're taking control of this game. What do they have to do to enact the mercy rule and shut out this game here?
Well, mathematically, they've got to score 2 more touchdowns because they're at 32. They've got to get it to 40. They got to get it to 43. So 2 more touchdowns will get the mercy rule going. But I actually think they're going to have a little bit longer of a halftime. I think it's senior night here. But, it's not out of hand yet. It's very doable for the Vikings. Obviously, Curry can throw. He can run. He can do a little bit of everything. Like I said, you've still got Jerry Williams. Matt Neely has stepped up and made some plays tonight here and there. Once they got their snap situation under center or under control, they've been all right. And so that's what they got to do. Like I said, they're not a bad team at all. They're a very good team. I would put them up against, if I would love to see a game maybe with Classical or Franklin Christian, maybe South Haven Christian, a team that's struggling a little bit. I think they would have a really good ball game, and I'd be really interested to see that.
Hopefully we'll see more of those games that are close, but for now it's not a close game. The Tennessee Heat leading over the Tennessee School for the Deaf Vikings. We'll see you at the end of the halftime in about 8.5 minutes. Welcome back to Ed Suey Field in Mt Juliet. Spencer Tomset and James Shannon on call for tonight's Thursday night game, as we are now in the third quarter.
Delay a game on the kicking team. Kicking before they're ready for play was key.
And delay of game, they're going to move it back 5 yards.
I wouldn't blame the Vikings for that. The Heat weren't positioned correctly, and Vikings said, let's try to take advantage of it.
You ever seen a delay of game penalty called on the defense?
On the kicking team?
No, on defense. Like, have you ever seen that occur?
Yeah.
Or like receiving team?
Yeah.
I've never seen the defense be called for the delay of game, because if the defense
I'm
isn't
sure
on
it's
the
happened
field,
at some point.
if the defense isn't on the field, then the offense just runs the play and goes in for a touchdown.
Number 3, senior Preston Sloan in the
So they're not fully
backfield.
positioned.
Let's see what Sloan can do. They're up. I mean, Sloan's at the 25. I don't know they don't. Well, they've done one kickoff. I take that back. They have done one kickoff after the kick return. So
Kickoff by Jerry Williams. Low, picked up. It's a rush by Russell. Boone Russell weaves out. Stopped at about the 33-yard line.
Russell with the reception and return for the Tennessee Heat.
little squib kick and
Ball is spotted
trying to
on
make
the
something happen. And Boone
33-yard
Russell,
line. It'll
good
be
return
first
to get on the Viking side of the field. Let's see what the Heat do coming out of halftime. Like I said, the Vikings, all they've got to do is just get a good drive. You make a stop here and then get a good drive going on the other side.
So 8 seconds into the third, and the Tennessee Heat have good field positioning. Again, trying to just rack up the points, potentially get the mercy rule running. Of course, the Tennessee Heat wanted to get a good victory on senior night as well, which they didn't have their senior night ceremonies at halftime, so likely they're going to do those post-game.
Got to have 8 guys on the field last time I checked, and they got to get Chris Savely to check in at left guard.
They may not be playing any of their starters because of that playoff game next week.
Well, that's just a matter of in terms of, wow.
Ball loose and picked back up by the Heat.
Neely got in there. Neely got in there quick.
Managed
We
to
didn't get a
recover
replay
it
on that,
easy.
did we?
No, I
No.
didn't catch one on there.
When we say we didn't get a replay, there's buttons we have to hit, and if we don't hit them in time, we don't get the replay.
Brings up 2nd and 10, Heat.
So now 2nd down and 11.
Got a good lineup of games coming up for y'all tomorrow night. Of course, you guys will be in White House. Lighthouse and Christian Community it has no effect on the postseason. Still a
gonna be a heck of a ball
still a
game.
rivalry game. I'm
Rivalry week.
I'm looking forward to seeing how Christian Community responds to Michael Bond. And really Ricky McDowell and Christian Sharp and that passing attack. There's a couple things that White House can do, and I'm looking forward to seeing how CCS responds to them. And then, of course, the other game happening tomorrow night, there's 2 other games happening tomorrow night. One is a preview of the MTAC Bowl, Riverside and Bowling Green Christian up in Bowling Green. And then you got St. Andrew Swanee, Webb School, Battle of the Boards. Been happening since 2011.
Ever since they both came back into MTAC football.
Like I said, I haven't said it, so I don't know why, like I said, but I got to watch that game last year at Swanee University of the South, and that was a great atmosphere.
And that's where the MTAC championship will be. His rush on the right side, Copeland pulled out of bounds. I'm getting a replay on that one. That was a straight body slam.
He almost got stopped before that, but
You talk about letting bodies hit the floor, man.
okay, I see you. See, they went with he did the little cutback, almost got him right there up the middle, but
Just
Curry.
bang.
Wasn't quite Suplex City, but it was close.
Major difference between that body slam and the WWE.
I
That
mean, I
was
know,
real.
I know. I don't remember I know the guy is Glenn. I don't remember his last name, but I know the guy who portrays the character Kane is from Knoxville, so maybe he's taking lessons.
Maybe he is. You missed my comment there. I said the difference between that body slam you saw in our replay,
Glenn Jacobs.
You missed
Glenn
what
Jacobs.
Yeah, you missed what I said. The difference between that body slam you saw in our replay and the WWE, that was real.
Wrestling is predetermined, not fake.
Not fake. It's predetermined.
Don't tell our good friend Travis Creasy that.
He's probably watching right now, and he's probably just, rush.
He broke free.
Open, free, touchdown. Ty Whitaker, the freshman, touchdown.
That's a Heat touchdown. Number 62, Ty
Whitaker getting his second carry, and they're going with the whole fullback action, and he can move. He's got some wheels. I like that let the bodies hit the floor reference. I got that. I got that.
Love it. That was a little bit delayed on acknowledging that one, man. That was
Little
2 plays
bit.
ago. Just a little bit
I
delayed.
got better things to do than get your corny references.
Like looking at the Predators score.
No, they're not playing tonight. They play tomorrow night. It's weird. They played on Monday, and then they're playing on Friday.
Is
Actually,
that a
I
home and
think
away game?
they had a home game Monday night. I think they have I think they're actually on a Western Canada swing, because I think the game is in Calgary, so that would explain the time between the games.
And DeGroode's kick blocked.
Neely with the block, the senior.
So he's now, I believe, he's made 3 for 6 tonight, or 3 for 7 actually. As we go to a commercial break, 38-8 with 9:05 left in the third. They just had to get an 8th player out there on the field. They had 7 lined up for the kickoff. Got that fixed there. It's low. Ball picked up by Carlion. Down at the 36.
It's a pretty cool name, Rye Carlion. That's a cool name. So is Lorenzo Curry.
I'm telling you, there
Kind of rolls off your tongue.
There are plenty of great names in the team. I mean, Sean Mold, Jalen Harris, Trishan Davidson, Alex Terrell, or is it Torrell? Because there's Coral and.
That's a good question.
Well, it has 1 R, so I'd say it's Torrell.
Yeah, Torrell.
Torrell.
Usually 2 R's. A little bit
2
different
people
sound.
tell you Coral and Corral.
Here's your grammar. See, we give you football games and grammar lessons.
Grammar lessons.
Free of charge.
Well, more pronunciation lessons.
For a homeschooler like me, that's helpful.
You're educating yourself.
True that.
Pitch in the backfield. It's Curry again. He's trying to flea flicker, got blocked at the last second.
Halfback pass. This dude was wide open. Like, he was back here at the 35. Everyone else was up here at the 40.
Could have.
That'd have been a touchdown for sure. Just couldn't get the pass off. But a good play call there for the Vikings. A little trickery. Just couldn't pull it off, but can't fault him. You got to try. You got to try a little bit of everything at this point. We get to lose, for real.
That is a valid point for any of the plays. Maybe we'll see some trick plays come from the playbook of Jordan Cooper.
I'm sure he's got some.
Well, he's got one there, that's for sure. Trying one of the flea flickers there.
It's not a flea flicker. That's a halfback pass.
I know it's not a flea. I know it's not a flea flicker. I was just trying to make sure you were on your toes. So tripped up in the backfield. 2nd down and 15.
Struggling with the snap a little bit. I've loved watching. I always, we've both talked about how much we love watching Tennessee School for the Deaf and doing Tennessee School for the Deaf games, and something I've always enjoyed is just the sportsmanship. between both teams, no matter who they're playing. I mean, I got to watch them play Swanee back in 2014, and I know I said they haven't been in the Middle Tennessee area. Technically, Mont Eagle is Middle Tennessee, but you know, and they haven't been in the Nashville area since 2013 when they played McLean Christian right up the road. But you know, I just enjoy watching these guys interact on both sides of the ball.
Curry again, right side, 30-yard line. Forward progress called. So fourth down. It's fourth down and long. The punt team likely to come back out.
Yep. They did travel here in style, though. Did you see the bus?
Yeah, they got
a nice bus.
It's not the.
That's kind of what you have to take, though. Like you're used to taking that when you drive to Spartanburg, South Carolina, Cave Springs, Georgia, Jackson, Mississippi. When you travel like that, you got to travel in style. I know they went up to the Washington, D.C. area and played model secondary school for the deaf a while back, a few years back, and you know they've made some road trips for sure. The reason I'm not mentioning Alabama and Florida, even though they're in the South, they play 11-man.
Yeah, he focuses on it, and it's a punt sneak.
Fake punt.
Punt sneak works. Jerry Williams up the middle, not able to get the first down. Ball is placed at the 38-yard line. Tennessee Heat take back over.
It'll be 1st and 10 Heat.
Still had a great run.
You know, you remind me of the bus thing. There's a somewhat interesting story at FCA. So with FCA, there was one week where the bus was broken down, and luckily through the connections.
You mean Falcon 1? Or was it predecessor to Falcon?
It
Falcon
may
Run?
have been the
They got
predecessor.
Falcon Run in like Falcon 1 in like 2014.
Yeah, they got.
It was a while
that
back.
Was the first year that they opened their campus out there off of Old Charlotte Pike. Continue that story after this play. Toss on the left side, catch made, and touchdown for the Tennessee Heat again. Carter Sutton.
By number 48, Carter Sutton.
Great pass from Goolsby to Sutton. And Sutton breaking tackles, getting in. A lot of broken tackles tonight, a lot of arm tackling on both sides. And Neely almost got the sack on Goolsby, just didn't get enough. And Sutton with a great touchdown catch and the ensuing run.
We'll see if DeGrood is going to try another. DeGrood actually headed to the sideline.
Bringing in big old number 50, Gwynn. And they're going for the 2 points here.
So they're just going to go for 2 points. The mercy rule already is eligible to be enacted. It's now a 35-point lead.
I believe they'll enact it probably after this 2-point conversion.
And 2-point conversion attempt stopped. No good, 44-8. And as I was saying, with FCA, there was one week where the bus was down, and it was a trip down to Sacred Heart, and we took the.
Oh, we all love that drive to Sacred Heart.
It's not too bad now. It's not too horrible, but
That's true.
Yeah, we took one of those luxury buses that has it's got flat screen TV, 2 flat screen TVs in there. So granted, those are connections that FCA has. But we took that one down.
Go FCA bias. Wow, that did not come across as like rich entitled Williamson.
You know, Ward. No, it's because Ward Gymnasium, the guy who was named after, he owns that bus company. So that was the connection.
What's the name of the bus company?
I actually don't remember.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Is it
I'm
Ward Bus Company?
Probably not. I think it has something where it might be like Premier Buses or something like that. But yeah, we took that down to the Jackson game, and it was pretty decent. It wasn't too bad of a bus. Not much for you to complain about with that kind of bus when you have enough leg room all around. But
it's better than what we took my senior year to Swanee and drove down to Dayton. All right, Curry's got the ball. Here we go.
So Curry again. Curry, does he have enough life in him?
Oh, what a stop.
Number 13, Malcolm Williamson with the carry.
And they will run the clock for the mercy rule. Curry could have gone.
Cordell with the game, not the game saver, but the score saver. There was nothing but green grass in front of him.
Just a big play by Cordell to make sure that Curry couldn't get another touchdown return.
He just about did, though. He just about did.
1st and 10 for the Vikings as the mercy rule runs down on the clock.
Vikings want to stop that mercy rule for sure.
And low snap. Williams.
That's a heat sack
Loss of about 3 yards.
by number 40, senior.
You know, Tennessee School for the Deaf, they really don't play. I don't think they have any Friday night games this year. I think they might have had one last year. They play, they
No
split
Friday
their games.
home games.
Right. Well, no, I don't think that. Well, yeah, I mean, I think they have away games maybe. But they play a lot of their games on Thursday, a lot of games on Saturday, or a couple games on Saturday. If they've got to draw, like the game in Jackson was on Saturday. Homecoming a couple weeks ago at home, obviously, was on a Saturday. They play a lot of games on Thursday because they have school from Monday to Thursday, and then they let the kids go, and the kids have Friday, Saturday off, and then come back to school. A lot of kids having to drive in and everything. They try to get everybody back in by Sunday. Mm-hmm. And so that's the reason they play a lot of Thursday and Saturday games.
Williams. Well, that and also the venue they read from here. At Suey Field, ball pops out loose. The Heat recover it.
What a good run by Williams, but as he was getting tackled, the ball came out and just couldn't hold on to it. Great run, though. Good pump fake. He got them, and then as he came down, ball came out. I would almost.
Can the ground force a fumble?
I would like to see. I wish I had zoomed. Oh, excuse me.
Let's see if we got another.
I'd like
angle.
to zoom in a little. I wish I could have zoomed in a little bit. I'd like to see if his knee was down. I think his knee was down.
Potentially.
I think it was legitimately down. Let's look at it one more time.
Let's see if we got anything.
We still got time.
But can the ground force a fumble in high school?
Absolutely.
Is the question.
Absolutely. Great delay on that, though. I think his knee was down. But, of course, high school does not have replay, so here we are, 1st and 10.
We may be able to help change that as it's
oh
trip up
gosh
rush in the backfield. Big play. Aiden Diaz, the 8th grader, trying to get a rush on the left.
And I know it was an 8th grader running the ball there, but Neely said, negative, Ghost Rider. If Tennessee School for the Deaf, if they're not able to get any of their games rescheduled, this is his last game of his high school career, and he struggled at center, he struggled with the snaps, but on the defensive side of the ball, he's done nothing but make plays so far.
And Neely, the senior, has led his team well. Tossed by Goolsby, right side, reception made. Jake Herron.
Pass from number 14,
and Williams not able to get the interception, but he got the quick tackle. Good pass by Goolsby. Goolsby just put it up for him. Goolsby put it up. And he let him go get it. Let's get you an update from Smyrna.
Why do you look at me anytime you say that and
I
don't
keep
say
waiting
the
for
score?
you to do music. 5-yard touchdown run, Matt Bowden. Interrupting my update.
You said give music.
Get you an update as soon as this is over.
All right, that's playing the replay there. Rush up the middle.
Handoff to number 28, Kelton.
Handoff as they continue to run down the clock. But anyways.
5-yard touchdown run by Bowden. 2-point conversion is good. Lancaster takes a 42-12 lead.
Let me see if I can do that in reverse.
Please don't. Please don't.
Somebody's gonna do a reverse
What is
on that one.
What is that famous TV show that has no, 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 no?
Is it Undisputed?
Are you serious? I was being facetious.
There probably is one.
It's The Office, dude.
I have not watched The Office.
Oh my gosh!
Hold on. It has been a while.
You want to get on to me and say something about me not ever watching?
Timeout called by the Tennessee Heat. You were saying
you want to say something to me about never watching Nacho Libre or what? I don't know what's the name of the movie. Napoleon Dynamite. Never watching all the way through, and you don't know the quote from The Office?
I just didn't remember it.
Do
because
you even
didn't
Netflix, bro?
I have Netflix, but I've been doing Hulu more recently. Hulu has more TV shows.
True fake news. They're taking The Office off Netflix.
Yep, moving it to Hulu probably.
It's fake news. They're not taking it off.
I was going.
I'm not a
along
big
with you on
Hulu
that.
fan, actually.
Have you ever used Hulu? Exactly.
No, because I'm satisfied with Netflix.
If you wanted more TV shows, you'd go to Hulu.
I don't want to watch current TV
No, I
shows.
said more TV shows because, like, there.
I don't watch it enough as is to justify. I wish I was a student. That way I could get it. Now, if I was a student, I could get it in Spotify for $10.
Yep. No.
Let me guess.
As a student, you get Spotify Premium and limited commercial Hulu for $4.99. So $5.45 after taxes.
Go ahead
Tennessee,
and tout your discount.
Hey, if you want to split the cost with me, I'll let you have a profile. I'll let you have a profile on Hulu.
I have my own Spotify profile.
No, Hulu.
Nah, I don't think I'd use it as much.
That's right. You're like,
Plus,
negatives.
I'm satisfied with Netflix. I'm pretty satisfied.
I'm satisfied with Netflix, too. It's a matter of having
Breaking down.
Timeout White.
a timeout by the Vikings right after a timeout by the Heat. So a timeout on both sides
They
of the
didn't
ball.
have enough time to talk.
I guess they didn't. We'll just take a commercial break here. The Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week, brought to you by Kingdom.com, the ministry technology provider. Grace Point Healthcare, modern medicine the old-fashioned way. Tennessee High School Football.com, Estate and Financial Strategies Incorporated, and Ward Marketing and Advertising. So about 2:15 left to go in regulation. And again, the mercy rule has already been enacted, aside from when the timeouts are called. Interception! The Tennessee School for the Deaf get their first interception, pick 6 on the night.
Curry with the pick and just a bad throw by Goolsby. And who pressured him? The senior Neely.
Just look at this play right here.
Just trying to get the screen pass off, and they've pulled it off. They've pulled it off a couple times tonight, but Curry with wide open field. Great
Just an
interception.
amazing interception. Short pass intended for Aiden Diaz, and the mercy rule will be stopped for the moment.
The mercy rule no more.
At least not at the moment.
And there's still 2 minutes left in the third. I told you, the game's not out of hand. It's really not.
Leading by 30 points?
Yeah.
Not too out of hand.
I've seen worse.
We've seen
We've
worse
seen
throughout
much
the season.
worse.
Yeah. Go back to the first week of the season where it was so high scoring. Both defenses were not as good. And a timeout called by the Heat defense.
They just weren't set.
Yeah, not ready there.
A timeout on the 2-point conversion.
Black.
Yeah, so timeout for the Tennessee Heat.
They just weren't set.
So, obviously this Friday, to tell you guys a little bit about the postseason. To tell you a little bit about the postseason, we are trying to we will be broadcasting both of the semis. We're trying to finalize the other color commentator, but what I can tell you is that James and Isaiah will have the call up in White House. They'll be at the Christian Community Lancaster game. And myself and we will announce it Sunday on Extreme Radio presented by Grace Point Healthcare who the color commentator is for alongside me down in Bell Buckle.
And if we
Webb
don't get
Heat.
one,
One.
I'll just call the game by myself.
You'll call the Christian
I've done it
Community game.
before.
10 seconds! And high snap. The Heat pick it up. 2-point conversion, no good. 44-14 the score with 2:01 at the end of the third quarter. The Heat still leading over the Vikings by 30. Onside kick attempt. The Heat get it.
Number 10, Jerry Williams on the kick for the
1:58 left to go in the third.
Spencer, update music. Fox.
Da, 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 da. I did CBS intentionally to mess with you. Okay, ESPN. Da, 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 da.
I didn't say ESPN. I said Fox.
I know you did. Da, 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 dum, dum,
Update from Smyrna, 38-yard touchdown connection from Bragg to Bowden. 48-12, 2-point conversions no good. 7.5 minutes still left in the third.
Da, 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 da.
Oh, my gosh.
The point is to have you disappointed in me. That's the point.
Well, you didn't have to do the wrong music to do that. I'm just kidding, dude. I'm just kidding.
Oh, again, outside Kelton Copeland.
Handoff to number 28.
Big play, Kelton Copeland.
Good tackle on the backside. And I'm not going to say who got the tackle.
Just again, Kelton Copeland.
You got one guess.
I could look here at the replay and could tell you who got that tackle.
I know who got the tackle.
Yeah, Lorenzo Curry.
Yeah. Good closing speed. But a great run, though, by Copeland. Was that Copeland with the run?
Yep.
Yeah, great run by Copeland. Just he's got speed to get to the outside, and if it hadn't been for that tackle by Curry, he would have had 6.
And again, for a freshman to be making these moves, the Heat are a youthful team, and they've got a lot of upcoming stars.
Yeah, I mean they're losing, I think, about 4 seniors maybe, but they got a lot of talent coming up behind them.
And that's the same for the Tennessee Heat too. They only have 2 seniors. One of
See, they
them
got their backup
injured.
quarterback in now.
Yep. They got their backup, and again, they're resting most of their starters in preparation for their semi-final playoff game next week against the Webb School.
Handoff from number 8, Carnaruri to number 4.
Again, that'll be in Bell Buckle. We'll have that live on 8-Man Extreme on our YouTube channel.
You can say live on 8-Man Stream.
I did.
No
All right.
play brings up second and
I
10.
trust you. I think.
If you say so.
38 seconds left to go in the third. Heat on 2nd down and 11. Trying to pop another score in to get the Mercy Rule run again. Quarterback sneak completely fooled the defensive line. Ran up the middle. I believe they're going to credit this for a first down, and they do.
They're going to move the chains.
The chain gang is all there on the 19-yard line. The Heat are in the red zone.
I'm actually kind of happy, and I talked about this on the show Sunday. My prediction for really about half the league, and half the teams, I would include Tennessee School for the Deaf. I was off on their prediction a little bit. Of course, they had games canceled. I'll finish my thought when we come back.
The end of the third quarter, 44-14. The Vikings down by 30 to the Tennessee Heat in the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week, brought to you by Kingdom.com, the ministry technology provider. Grace Point Healthcare, modern medicine the old-fashioned way. Tennessee High School Football.com. Estate and Financial Strategies Incorporated, and Ward Marketing and Advertising. And it's sack. You're stealing Mike Malarkey's line there, boy. You're taking Mike Keith's line.
Keith? would say Mike Malarkey.
Malarkey, that was the former
long
coach. Yeah, he's long gone. But there's the sack there. Big play made by the Tennessee Heat.
I mean, you do have to wonder if Goolsby would have gotten sacked, but a great play nonetheless for the Vikings.
Yeah, the
Getting his guys psyched up. That's number 67, Tristan Davidson, a junior.
Davidson getting the play there.
And now he just switched sides with Neely. Of course, they got big old Alex Torrell. Freshman. He's a freshman.
The freshman making a play there. Second down and about 17. Pitch in the backfield. I think this is Copeland again. It's out of bounds at about the 16-yard line.
Big block on the backside of the play. Davidson gets taken down on the block, but still only third down.
It's only third down.
Yeah, I don't think the clock's supposed to be running, but
yeah, it looked like it was out of bounds there. I guess
maybe they didn't roll it out of bounds. It's a possibility.
It's always possible. Red zone opportunity here for the Heat. Here's Copeland again. Kelton Copeland, left side. It's tripped up.
Good
Matthew
stop.
Neely making the stop.
Matt Neely with a stop from behind. They're in the pinnacle scoring zone.
And we'll get a shot at the coaches after the result of this drive. We'll tell you a little bit about their history.
I've talked about sportsmanship tonight between both teams, and one of the most sportsmanlike guys that I've ever encountered is number 40, Chris Savely for the Heat. Been a starter since his 8th grade year, and he's been a constant here for, and even during the merger year with Hendersonville Christian, he was still able to make some plays. But just one of the most sportsmanlike guys I know, and sorry about that. This zoom
We're
is
not
a little,
zooming on the coaches
This
yet.
zoom is a little touchy.
Yep.
I still don't see why they don't go for the field goal. I mean, it's only 30 yards.
Because
You gotta try.
Because he's about 2 for 6 on extra
You
points.
still got to try, though.
And
They just want-
Copeland, end zone touchdown.
Couldn't see because of the tree, but a good run by Copeland. They're trying to give him some reps.
Number 28, Kelton Copeland.
Vikings doing their darnest to prevent the touchdown. They got him all the way to 4th down. And Copeland hit that left corner. Was able to get in there and score.
Timeout black, timeout black.
And the Heat take a timeout after that score.
Second time out on a extra point.
Let's go ahead and look at this again, just to see the touchdown on here. Even though the tree didn't catch it as much, it's still a great play.
Great run by Copeland to find the left side, and Copeland, I believe it's his 2nd year playing. He's only a freshman, so
Again,
whenever Sloan steps away, he's probably going to become the man, and he can definitely handle the load.
And again, youth is the main message with both of these teams because
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like I said, the Vikings have only got 2 seniors, and the Heat have only got 4, I think. I've got a roster in front of me, and I'm not even counting them. Hold on. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. DeGrude, Savely, James Redding, of course, who's been out all year with a broken leg. They've got Boone Russell. They've also got Preston Sloan.
And after this score, we're going to tell you a little bit about the coaches with a close-up on them. But
looks like they're going for 2.
They're going to go for 2 on this one. They'll probably go for more extra points in the semifinal next week. DeGrude on the sideline. 2-point conversion attempt. Scramble. In.
Extra point is good.
44-14 the score. 9:22 left to go in the game. The Heat just trying to wrap it up.
Number 13, Malcolm Williamson, back deep for the Vikings.
DeGrude set to kick off again. The mercy rule will run after the kickoff here. The Vikings looking to prevent that from occurring. So line drive in the backfield.
Trying to get in the end zone.
Goes back.
And it goes.
Touchback.
It does go into the end zone. Had my mic turned away.
Then that will cut down. Coach Jordan Cooper in his first season as a head coach for the Tennessee School for the Deaf. He's a assistant coach under Barry Swafford prior to this season, and again they had a canceled season last year. 2016 they had a 1-loss streak going in, and Cooper is 1-2 thus far, and if the result holds, he'll be headed to 1-3 on the year.
I believe they only had 1 loss maybe in 2016, and then they went into that game with Mississippi School for the Deaf that we did in Knoxville, and that was their 1 loss, and then last year they didn't have a season, so they came into this year with a 1-loss streak, one game losing streak.
1 game losing streak for them. But of course, there's a bunch of room to grow for Tennessee School for the Deaf. 1st and 10 on the 20. There goes Williamson.
Number 13, Malcolm.
Tried to dance around a little bit.
Brought down at about the 18-yard line. Coach Ryan Scott in his 2nd season. He came into the year 3-7 overall with missing the postseason, but this year he's had a positive record. I don't know his full standings this year, but 3-2 in the North and getting a playoff berth.
Well, they're 4-4 this year so far.
So that make him 7 wins, 11 losses on his career, and he's going to the playoffs for the first time in his tenure.
4-5.
4-5. So that'd be 7-12.
Yeah,
7-12 on the full record.
Still, though, a great year, and obviously they took an upset to Swanee last week, but a great turnaround from first to second year. About as good as you can hope for.
And looking to make it 8 wins on the year after this game.
Little juggling act there.
And juggling by Curry. The clock continuing to run down as they're about to wrap it up here.
I was waiting for the dun 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 dun. I mean, it was legit a juggle. I hate we didn't get a replay on that, but just juggling the ball around. Yeah, Coach Swafford had been at Tennessee School for the Deaf for several years. And when I say several, I mean several years. Coach Cooper, very loyal assistant, very helpful assistant. The interesting thing about them was Coach Swafford was deaf, and so he had to use Coach Cooper to communicate. And I've said it many times before. One of the coolest interviews I've ever done was interviewing Coach Swafford and having Coach Cooper translate. But and Coach Cooper can speak. He has a passion for dealing with kids with disabilities, and so. Not dealing with, but helping kids with disabilities. And so, he's able to do both. He's able to talk, and he's able to, sign and communicate with the kids. And I have, like I said, a tremendous amount of respect for him, a tremendous amount of respect for both coaches. But Coach Cooper, things are only going to go up for him and the Vikings. Hopefully they can get some of these guys back with injury. And hopefully having football, when you take a year off, it's hard to restart. But they've restarted this year, and they're even if they don't, pick up any more games this year, and they're only 1-3. Hopefully, they can still get more guys on the team and get more guys to come out and have another season next year.
And could have got it. Juggle by Curry.
Can we get the replay on that?
We hit replay. I think we got the back end of that, but my goodness.
That's all we need to see on that play.
Yep, got the full one right here.
We got the whole play. Here you go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
6.
6 touches, and Curry almost one-handed that.
He would have pulled. I don't think it's half much. He would have pulled a Steph Curry in the
MTAC.
Hey, basketball's back this week, so that's why I make the reference there.
Don't remind me.
Hey, that's an interesting.
I can't stand basketball.
That's an interesting thing.
Especially the NBA.
All 4 We'll get that after this play. Toss intended for Curry, incomplete on
Pass intended
going to
for
third
number
down and 10.
23,
All
Lorenzo
four
Curry is incomplete.
all
Now
four
bring up
sports
3rd and
leagues
10
have
Vikings.
an active game going on today. You've got Thursday Night Football for the
Okay.
NFL. You've got the NHL. There's a game going on. It's not the Predators, but it's a game going on. The
Right.
NBA has I believe the Lakers are playing today. It's an NBA game.
Don't remind me.
And baseball has the ALCS going on tonight.
Completely different from that week in July when there is 0 sports.
And 5, you've got MTAC play going on right now.
Bam!
Or you've got 8-man football. So yeah, well, MTAC play with
Just
Sacred Heart
missing
Lancaster.
some MLS.
There might be a Major League Soccer game going on. I think they're getting in the thicket of the playoffs. But here's Curry weaving through again. He just reverses the field so greatly and still on his feet, spinning out. Gets down to about the
Ball carried by number
47.
23,
That
Lorenzo Curry.
just gets replay after replay on Curry. It's just fantastic. Just look at him reverse the field here.
Boom. Missed tackle. Missed tackle. You know what I love? The Vikings, as they go along, they're learning, and they're not making the mistakes that are causing them to get penalties and negating these plays. They're getting better and better, and I love it. And you mentioned MTAG play. You mentioned Lancaster and Sacred Heart. Bragg
Let's get an update from
hits
Smyrna.
Bowden 3rd or 4th time. I think it might be the 3rd time tonight. 2-point conversion is no good, but Knights pull away from the Knights.
White, time out White.
Knights pull away from the Scarlet Knights, 54-12, 8 minutes left in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, 3 minutes, 40 seconds left. Here's a timeout. It's called the last time. Actually, one more timeout for the Tennessee School for the Deaf.
Every team needs a scoreboard like this.
So 3:40 left to go, and the Heat just trying to wrap it up here to get their last win of the regular
I'd like
season.
to thank our resident English teacher, Andrea, for calling me out on some of my calls. You go, Andrea.
And clock resumes, and again it's
He
it's
wasn't
Lorenzo
Lorenzo. Curry was not
Lorenzo.
satisfied to just fall on the ball. He wanted to pick it up and make a play.
Ball carried by number 23.
Again,
Curry.
Lorenzo just amazing to continue to weave around. The referee's having some smiles about something, and clock continues to run
Just,
down.
I'm sure they're pleasantly surprised by the level of sportsmanship, and I keep talking about it, but just they're, you would think that, you think sometimes there might be issues, but both these teams, two very classy teams. And there's not saying that there's unclassy teams in the MTAC. I'm just saying the Heat, they almost go over and above. At times. Now they do have guys that act up and make mistakes. We saw it last year. Guy pushing Frazier in the end zone, the classical Heat game. Clint Collins was his name.
So rush up the middle by Williams. Brought
Williams.
down to the 33.
Williams able to hang on to the ball.
Gets another first down. The clock continues to run.
And the Vikings are able to put these drives together here, at the end of the first half and here near the end of the game. Just putting a steady drive together, just marching down the field, trying to punch the ball in the end zone again. You got this?
James is gonna head down to the field for the post game in just a moment. We'll as soon as after this play, we'll get things set up for him. As Williams to the 23-yard line,
By number 10, Jerry Williams.
and first down for the Vikings. I'll go ahead and
Tackled by
get
several Heat players.
myself set up here. Get this set up here. So that James can go down and do the post game. And the clock continuing to run down. 1:20 left to go in regulation. James heading down for the post game. So the Heat will have a victory here at home on senior night. They'll have that motivation to drive them forward into the MTAC postseason as they collide with the Webb School Feet down in Bell Buckle. They have 8 days to prepare. 50 seconds, maybe one more play. But there's a Tennessee Heat player down on the field. Slow to get off. Player coughing on the sideline. Trying to see, it looked like it's 73 Jonah Britton who is shaken up. 15 seconds, clock winding down. One more play off here for the Vikings. And movement, they will stop. They will let the clock run down. It's offsides on the Heat. And that will end the game. 52-14, the Tennessee Heat get the victory over the Tennessee School for the Deaf Vikings. Thank you so much for watching the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week. We'll be live on Instagram for the post game, and the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week was brought to you by Kingdom.com, the ministry technology provider, Grace Point Healthcare, modern medicine the old-fashioned way, TennesseeHighSchoolFootball.com, Estate and Financial Strategies Incorporated, and Ward Marketing and Advertising.